Hey, hello there. Welcome back. So, this week we're going to be learning about lesson 29. And in a minute, we're going to learn the correct pronunciation of each word. But before we start, there are some things that we need to keep in mind. Number one, on this list, most of the words are going to have, all the words are going to have a prefix. If you do not know what a prefix is, we're going to be discussing about it in a minute. And number two, remember that if you have any doubts, you can use the internet, or you can use other resources, or you can ask me so I can help you out, okay? Well, so let's continue with our lesson. So this lesson has two objectives. Objective number one, pronounce each word properly. And objective number two, use each word in a sentence correctly. Okay, let's continue. This is the prefixes explanation. So a prefix is a word that you add at the beginning of a word to form a new word. So basically, a prefix is like a group of words that you include at the beginning of a word to form a new one, okay? And we have those in Spanish too. If you didn't remember about them, then I'll remind you about some of the prefixes that we're gonna be using this week. Obviously, these are not all the prefixes that exist. There are more, but today we're just gonna focus on these 4 prefixes. Prefix number 1, this. We use this prefix to give a word an opposite meaning. For example, honest, dishonest, able, disable. So basically it means that whenever you see the prefix this at the beginning of the word, it means the opposite of the root word. For example, if you can see honest is a root word, and then if we add this, it forms the word dishonest, which is the opposite, right? And then able and disable, and so on. And when you see this at the beginning of a word, it is like if you were saying no. For example, correct, incorrect, sane, insane. So basically, it's almost the same as the first one, right? So correct is a root word, but if we add the word or the prefix in, it forms the word incorrect, which is the opposite of correct, or insane, like sane, you know. So, it means bad or badly. For example, understand, misunderstand, pronounce, and mispronounce. So, basically, when you understand something, it means that you did it well. But when you misunderstand something, it means that you didn't do it well. You did it badly, all right? So, whenever you see the prefix mis at the beginning of the word, it means that you did it badly, all right? And then the prefix re, which means again. So whenever you see this word or this prefix at the beginning of a word, it means that you did it again. For example, do, redo, try, and retry. So let's continue learning about the words from this lesson. The first one, disappear, disappear, distrust, distrust. It means when you don't trust somebody or something, right? Dishonest, dishonest. Remember, is not dishonest. No, the H is silent, and that's why we only say dishonest, dishonest. Disagree, disagree. Rebuild, rebuild. Reuse, reuse. React, react. Replace, replace. Recall, recall. Here you have to be careful. Recall is not what you're thinking. It's not like calling somebody again. No, to recall means to remember, okay? To remember something. That's why I included that picture. So that's the meaning that we're gonna be using, okay? Incomplete, incomplete. Independent, Independent, it means when you do many things by yourself, or when you have something, like when you do something by yourself. All right, so in this case, this man is independent. He doesn't belong to the group. He is independent. Incorrect. Incorrect. Invisible. Invisible. Pretty scary, huh? Inactive. Inactive. That's how we all look like. Well, not really. I think most of you are very active and not inactive. Maybe we feel a little inactive on the weekend or on Sunday, especially, but it's okay. Misplace. Misplace, it means to forget where you like where you put something. Misspell. Misspell, it means when you don't spell the words correctly. When you see that little guy over there, he wrote misspell. Well, he just did. He just made so many mistakes. Be careful here. The word that we have on the list is misled, but that is the past tense of the word mislead. In this case, to mislead means to trick somebody. Like in this case, this person is trying to trick the other person to do, something. Or sometimes people mislead other people for their own benefit, or there are several reasons. Mistreat. Mistreat. Misbehave. Misbehave. Well, what most of you like doing in the classroom. I'm just kidding, guys. Well, so that is the end of the presentation. If you have more questions, please let me know. Thank you for listening.